Hey, welcome everyone. My name is JR and I'm the founder and owner of Business Leaders Network, where our whole mission is to build a community of emotionally intelligent servant leaders. And today we have another roundtable where we want to help our other entrepreneurs, other leaders make an impact in the world, gain more visibility, and share more about who they are, what they're doing, the impact that they're making. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Cool. Well, thank you. And I'm going to start with Michael Fritz since he is a veteran to our community. Why don't you share more about who you are and the impact that you're making in the world?
Sure thing, man. So my name is Fritz. I'm the founder facilitator of Podcastify Me, and the impact I have on the world is I'm teaching people how to guest on podcasts to make $100,000 of new business revenue. There's a lot of people out there that are like, I'm going to guest on shows, but I've been on a ton of shows and I haven't earned a dime. It's like, well, there's a reason why it works, and there's a reason why it doesn't work, and I've cracked a code on that. So that's my gift to the world. That's what I'm doing. I'm having a blast doing it too. It's fun.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say something about podcasting and doing interviews like this. That for any entrepreneur that's leading, that's out there listening to this, is the more you can get exposure, big audience or small audience, really helps your searchability on Google. And so I know a lot of entrepreneurs that have an ego. They're like, well, if you don't have $100,000 or a million followers on your show, then I don't want to be a guest. And I'm like, then you're missing an opportunity for people to find you. And one of the best ways for people to find you is by being more driving more traffic and awareness for what you do. And so big or small, take every opportunity you guys can because that's just going to help you become more searchable. Has anyone ever used google.com?
Never. What is
Yeah.
that?
Once or twice.
What people don't think about is on google.com, usually the first thing that pops up is a bunch of YouTube videos at the
Mhm.
top. And so if you're thinking about it, all the podcasts, all the YouTube, all the everything that you guys do, it becomes more visible and you can get up to the top just by getting more and more shows. So thanks, Fritz. I appreciate you telling us more about you. Jenna, I'm going to go to you next. And then why don't you share more about who you are, what you do, and the impact you're making in the world?
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm Jenna Harris. I'm a profitability and operations coach primarily for plumbing and HVAC business owners. I help owners who are like busy but broke. They're busy, they're booked out, but they're not making any money at the end of the month, and they have no idea why. A lot of my clients get into the trades because they are great at plumbing, and then they say, "I'm going to start a business," and they have no idea how to actually do that part of it. And so my impact on the world is I'm a blue collar person. Like I grew up in a blue collar family. I am very much a believer in business ownership as a strategy for building generational wealth, and I want to help people do that.
That is really cool. You know what's funny is we just had a BLN event in DC this past last week, and packed room. But one example that I give all the time is exactly what you just say. Is like entrepreneurs, most of us we learn how to sling a hammer, and eventually that when you learn how to build a wall, now people are asking you to build a house, to build a deck, to paint their fence, and do everything else, and you're doing something that you know how to do and that you're good at, but you never know how to. It's not something that you guys love or it's not something that you guys are know how to do. And so we're good at the trade and the operations, but we don't know how to actually build. And so we need people like you. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
Amit, let's talk
That's
about
great.
you. Who are you? What do you do? What's the impact you're making in the world? Is your
All right.
cyber?
So my name is Amit. I am the founder of Office Network Online, and we do cybersecurity and IT services primarily for law firms. So what we really specialize in is stopping people from getting hacked. That's really what it comes down to. We separate ourselves from other IT companies because we are security first, and that's what we try to teach people. We try to not just charge for or solve their problems. We try to educate them and show them that they can be secure while still doing business.
I love that. We all need something like that. And I don't know why you're in Miami when you could be up in DC. That's where all the cybersecurity is, right?
Well, we have lots of interesting things happening in Miami, especially with international trades.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that. Very cool. Well, thank you. Julianne, same question for you. Who are you? What do you do? What's the impact you're making in the world?
Hi, I'm Julianne. I am a spiritual advisor and life coach. I've traveled on a small boat across the Pacific Ocean for 3 years, landing in the Galapagos and stuck there for COVID-19. And it ensued this whole spiritual journey in the sense that I'm a true believer that people have to face their shadow work in order to really, truly thrive and be the best possible person that they can put out. I help people turn their pain, any kind of pain that they've been through, trauma, into purpose. And that is what exactly I have done. I have a system called the GPS, spiritual GPS system. It's a stands for grounded passion system. And it takes your birthday blueprint and it really helps others thrive and learn exactly kind of what they were meant to do here on earth.
That's cool. Like I love the fact about being on a boat. I was in the military, and so I took ship from California to Iraq back in 2006, and so being out in the middle of the sea was amazing. I loved it. It was a good time.
Pretty
Uh,
life-changing.
yeah, there's nothing better than being out in the middle of the ocean and you can't see any land to your left or right, and you just look above at night and there's like the stars right there. It's so cool.
Right.
So it's breathtaking. I love it. Well, for me, I'm the founder and owner of Business Leaders Network, where our whole mission is to build that community of emotionally intelligent servant leaders, and we do so through education, visibility, and community. And I love bringing people together and connection and referrals and growth, and making sure that they have the tools and resources and everything that they need to be able to grow. Especially, coming from the military background, since I kind of mentioned a little bit about my deployment, is we always use the saying that you never leave a man behind. And I want to build a community knowing that you got those people. And what I was telling Fritz, what we call your fire team. The fire team is the small group of people, about 3 to 5 people that you're going through that door in combat together, and you're all looking out for each other, and in every angle, through every tool, resource, as well as danger, to succeed. And same thing when it comes to our community. We have someone for everyone to help you get to where you want to go. And so I thrive on that. I thrive on connecting people. I thrive on helping people grow their businesses through one-day events, experiences, community growth, but more importantly, just that servant leadership, helping people get more about what they want, because I know it's going to come back to me. Jenna, why don't you share one of your best client success stories? Where were they at when they started with you, and what did you help them achieve?
Yeah, so there's quite a few, but one of my favorite ones is a company that's been around since the late 80s. Was kind of stuck under $1 million a year. And they do HVAC. And within about 5 weeks, we were able to increase their gross profit margin from about 35% to over 60%.
What?
In just 5 weeks. And we did this. This is my favorite part. We did not add any more leads, any more work. We didn't increase ad spend. We didn't hire anybody. We just fixed their pricing, improved how the labor was being used, and put very basic tracking in place to hold people accountable. And that translated into nearly $100,000 per month in recovered profit.
All right, so if you guys are an HVAC company and you want to know how you can get that massive increase, then you need to call Jenna. All right, Amit, what's your best client success story?
Well, I was going to say I'm not an HVAC, but I want to talk to Jenna and get some more profits.
Don't we all?
Thinking
Yeah,
about switching
exactly.
now, huh? From
I,
hacking to
I can maybe
HVAC.
fix an HVAC. I don't know. Yeah, so our clients, same kind of thing. We have a lot of clients and good stories. One that sticks out for me is one of these firms. They've been a client now for like 15 years. They came to us because they had a data breach, and we helped them recover, and we secured them. And they started as a small firm in Coral Gables, and right now they are multinational. They have offices in the UK, they have offices in South America, and they've gone from 5 employees to about 30, and they do all the communication securely now. So we made sure that we empowered them to all their employees to communicate. They can all do everything without worrying. They also took part in many philanthropic things, and they've done work with the governments, and they've had all kinds of regulations, and we helped them we guided them through those and navigate that to make sure that everything stayed above par.
That is awesome. Congratulations. It sounds like you guys are
Thank
doing great work. Julianne, same question for you. What was the best client success story? Where are they at when they start with you? What did you help them achieve?
Well, I tend to get those that are going through real traumatic experiences, especially women who have been with narcissistic relationships. And what I do is I help empower them to realize that rejection is actually the universe's way of redirecting them away from something that's not good for them. And I've seen women go through absolute desperation to empowerment. And also, I like to help a lot of the younger men or boys in our society too somehow I ended up coaching so many boys. And it's just what I see is an awareness that comes out of my ability to see what's not being said. And I see a lot of aha moments, like, oh my God, it just shifts their perspective. And then they were able to move on away from the pain, leaving the past behind, and become, the vibrant person that they had inside all the time.
I love that. Very cool. Mr. Fritz, why don't you share something about one of your best client success stories? And before you get started, I just want to say how thankful I am and how cool it is to see God move into your life and take you from where you started to where you're at now. And he's doing some big moves. So why don't you share it?
I'm glad you see it, because most of the time I feel like I'm hanging on by my fingernails. I'm like, yeah, God's really pulling me a long way. A few weeks back, one of my clients, Michael, he texts me and he goes, Fritz, you've turned me into an absolute monster. No punctuation. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, thanks. Like, is this good? Like, what are we feeling here? He says, no, you've actually like broken my business in a good way. And what I do with people when they engage with me, first thing is, hey, I'm not going to figure out how to build a media kit or figure out what questions, what your expertise. I'm like, tell me about your offer. What is the thing that you're trying to sell? And more often than not, the reason why people want to guest on podcasts is that they're hoping that getting on a ton of shows will result in at least a few people just coming with cash in hand, ready to throw money at your face. And it's really because they don't like to sell. They don't like to sell because their brain is protecting them. It's throwing up some blocks and saying, I'm not really clear on what you say you can do, so I'm going to make you feel nervous and farty about that. Let's go do some dopamine hits over here on this other stuff. They hate selling. And it's like, okay, well, you're not super clear on your offer. You're not super clear on who it is that you're serving. I had inadvertently highlighted a problem with his second iteration of his business. And he's like, I tore this down and just rebuilt it. I said, well, how does it feel? He goes, dude, it feels freaking amazing. I feel like I'm on track. Finally. Thanks, Super Fritz. I'm like, anytime, bro. I'm like, man, I wish I could have done that on purpose, but it was accidental. Even when I'm not trying, I'm helping people succeed. But now he's running like his hair is on fire, which is funny because he's bald. And he's really having a good time. And he loves coming to my weekly huddles. He's like, man, I might not be getting on a ton of shows right now. He says, but I've made some amazing connections with people. He's like, this is great. This is awesome. So he's having success. And that's just one example.
I love that. I have like one of those filter screens, and I don't know if it's because I'm wearing a white shirt. It keeps like cutting it out, in and out. That's a little weird. But
Why are you afraid to show your actual office, man? I've seen it before. It's not terrible.
yeah, it's just the angle of where I
It's
have
not
this.
terrible. Show it in
It's
the
the
background,
angle
man.
where I have this computer is not the best because it's going towards a window, and then it's bad. So I used to have my
Hmm.
computer facing the wall where I have the BLN logo. That's the only reason why I don't use that one unless I filter it. But anyways, I want to share one
Yeah.
story for you guys about that happened recently at our event last week, and it has nothing to do with financially for me for my gain, but it shows how powerful a network and a community is. And we within our business leaders network community, we host a lot of different events, and last week was focusing strictly on members only. So we had a room full of 30 people, and guys, when people say they don't travel for a one-day event, we have people all over the country. I mean, I think there was only a few people that were local. Everyone else came from all over the country to be at this experience in the event, and it was powerful. But one thing that Fritz may not know is, two people, I don't want to give names because I don't have their permission yet, but two people that never knew each other. It was one of my speakers that spoke, and she ended up closing a new client for her high ticket services. I think it was like $7,500 or $10,000 for the program, the next day from someone that was in the room, and they didn't even know each other until they met in that room. And to me, that just lit my fire. Like I just got excited about that because I'm like, man, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I just love seeing connections like this being made. And the funny thing is, this has happened every day inside of our community where there's transactions being made. Like even while I was right before this call, I got another message where he's like, I just connected with Drew on this, and this was like one of the best conversations we had. And I'm like, it's just powerful seeing how people are connecting, how they're serving each other. And another story I like to share is like with Fritz is like he hosted an event in St. Louis, and all the speakers that went to him all came from the community, and we all flew in on our own dime to really support him, his event, his experience, and And that just shows the level of the people that we have in there. Like when I talk about fire team, just having people's backs, like we are there to have each other's backs and be like, okay, you need someone there. What can I do to support you? Like I flew out there, Aubrey flew out there. We had a guy named Grant fly out there. Dan came in town and stuff, and we were all over the country just to go support this guy. And so that's the power of community. So if you guys are not part of a community, you need to find one that works for you. And if you can't find one, I know a really great one. Love to have you. All right. Jenna, next question for you is why should someone hire you and where's the best place for them to reach you?
Great question. So I do things a lot different than most coaches, and I use the term coach lightly because I do everything data driven and it's one-on-one. So when I onboard clients, I do a full financial and operational audit so that we're not guessing. Like we're not teaching best practices or theory or fluff or nonsense. It's like, here's exactly how much you're losing, and here's exactly how we fix it, and here's how we know if we've hit that target or not. And I'm a data nerd. Like I like to track things and make sure that people are actually getting what they're paying for. And the best way to find me, I do a lot of my social posting on Facebook. It's just Jenna Harris or Jenna Harris Smart Ops Club. And my email is jenna.harris@smartops.club. And I'd love to hear from you.
Love that. Fritz, same question for you, man. Why should someone hire you and where should they reach you?
Man, you should hire me because how awesome I sound. They call me the Velvet Pipes. Nobody calls me that. I don't know why I said that.
We're
I,
gonna
I gotta retire
start.
that.
We're gonna
Gonna
start calling
start.
you that.
I'm gonna have so many nicknames: Fritz, Nathan, Velvet Pipes. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So the reason why people should work with me is I actually get to the root of why they want to guest on podcasts. They really want a result. They want more clientele. It's not just visibility; it's visibility with purpose. I help you find that purpose. I help you dial in your offer, help you build out your nurturing community, help you build your pipeline, and then once we get that figured out, you start guesting on podcasts. It works a heck of a lot better. And the best way to engage with me is come to my huddle. That's this thing here. I'm trying to wave my finger around. It's not showing up, but we meet on Mondays at 11 a.m. Central, and that's a good way to meet some really cool people. But what we do is we actually pair people off so they can interview each other, and then they send the interviews up to me. I run it through my system, and then we get you booked on 10 shows for free. And if you want to keep going further, if you want to get unlimited episodes, then I ask that you jump in at $97 a month. But that also gets you access to not just my paid community, but all of the paid communities that are part of the Business Leaders Network. So if you want to grow your business and you want to get unlimited bookings, that's a really good place to do it.
Love that. Julianne, why should someone work with you? And where can they reach you?
Yeah. Well, like Michael and Jenna, except I do it more on a holistic soul level. I look at their whole emotional, physical, like everything that they have going on. And so then they can thrive and truly find the abundance and prosperity that we are promised by God as our birthright. But so many people are just missing one little tweak emotionally that sometimes it needs to be seen by somebody else. You can reach me. I have a business called The Spiritual Empress, and you can reach me at julianne.com. I'm sorry, julianne.jt@yahoo.com. I always say I'm the last Yahoo standing. That's JULIANNE.JT@yahoo.com. I'm working on my website right now. It is needing upgraded, but I'm truly just here for people. I also help people who can't afford, and then work with them. I feel like help should be first, and then the finances, and that just comes naturally. So if you are really needing a change and you want to transform your life, that's why you should call me.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you so much. Amit, same thing for you. Why should someone work with you and where can they reach you?
Well, people should work with us because we're experts in security. And I know everybody says they're an expert. Everyone is an expert until some stuff happens. But the reason that they should work with us is I have a background, about 25 years in security. My background is actually in cryptography and encryption. We've done all kinds of data security kind of projects. So we're not IT people, we're security people that also can do IT. And they can reach us on LinkedIn. I'm not a salesperson, kind of what Fritz was saying. I'm a completely terrible salesperson. But I love to have conversations with people. So they can find me on LinkedIn. We post all kinds of tips. We do webinars with AI and safety, um, and different kind of security articles. So anytime they're curious, they want to have a conversation, they want to know how they can keep their business safe while still doing business, uh, they can reach out to me there, set up a time, uh, free consult. We'll just talk about all kinds of security things. I'll try to not be dry when I talk to them and explain everything and go over all their concerns.
Love that. And where's the best place? You said on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is the best place. If they search my name, I pop up everywhere.
Love that. Very cool. Yeah, for me with Business Leaders Network, the reason why you guys need to join, and I want you guys to picture this. How many networking events have you attended to in person and you walk away with 1,000 business cards, never follow up with them, and then when you do follow up with them and you get a call, all they're trying to do is just pitch you. It doesn't make you feel good. It feels gross, and you're like, why did I even waste my time going? It's hard. It's hard to find quality people. Not just that, it's hard to find a group of people where you get to actually speak to the decision maker. Because a lot of times we're talking to salespeople, we're talking to other employees of companies, or there's a lot of red tape, and it becomes annoying. It's like, I want to speak to the person that's the decision maker, the business owner, and I want to be part of a community where it's filled with just entrepreneurs. Not just that, I want to be filled with a room full of servant leaders or people that are emotionally intelligent, that understands what it means to serve and help and take care of each other without being pitched every single time I turn around or schedule a call with someone. That's why you need to join BLN. BLN is really about building that community of emotionally intelligent servant leaders, and we look for amazing people that are not just there to scrape and find, but to give back more than they try to receive. Because I love what Zig Ziglar always said, the more you help people get what they want, the more you're going to get what you want. And that's what we're about. And if you want to be in a room full of entrepreneurs, if you like to attend virtual events, in-person events, or just have a community of high-level entrepreneurs that are going to push you for growth and that have your back when you need them, that's why you need to be in BLN. The cost is minimum. It's only $97 a month to be in our community. I'm very upfront with it because I don't want an expensive way for people to get in there. I want to remove the friction for people to get in there to serve, help, and contribute inside of our community. Best way to reach us is through blncommunity.com. It's BLN for Business Leaders Network, not BLM. So Business Leaders Network, so blncommunity.com. You can go in there, find more information, click join now to see a bunch of testimonials, and then you can follow me on Facebook. So that is the best place to reach me. Love to have some awesome entrepreneurs inside of our community, and an opportunity for me to give back. So the more people we have, the more that I get to serve and network and communicate with others. So go to blncommunity.com. Well, that's it, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on me here and giving me some humor and having fun and entertaining me a little bit to be on this roundtable interview. I love connecting with entrepreneurs, and I just love serving and giving back and doing what I can to meet new people, but also give back so others can be aware about what you guys are doing. For all you listeners out there, if you heard something that resonates with you and you want to connect with them, make sure you go make that connection, see where it goes, and hopefully the conversation can go a little bit further. Until next time, Semper Fi.